Aristotle said it best: we are what we repeatedly do, so therefore excellence is not an act, but simply a habit. But more specifically, micro habits. If you wake up and automatically know exactly what you need to do subconsciously, you're more likely to get it done. So in this video, I'm going to be giving you a simple framework, a strategy, a formula to implement into your own day-to-day, to have these micro habits that carry you from procrastination to maximal productivity. Let's get into it. Hello, if you don't know me already, I'm Dylan. I work with people who struggle with productivity and getting the work they need to get done. I give you frameworks, tools, techniques and strategies to allow you to be more productive, because I was where you are. I personally spent 5,000 hours or 210 days straight wasted on Call of Duty and other such video games. I had aspirations, things I wanted to achieve like you, but I simply couldn't do them and bring them to actuality because I was a procrastinator. I struggle with productivity. But now I effortlessly and easily breeze through large banks for my work, for my business, for my education, for my personal development goals, and I'm helping others do the same with this channel and my business, which if you are interested and you have questions by the end of this video, the pinned comment on this video will take you to a free one-to-one meeting with me, where I'll give you a little consultation. I'll help you find the problem, the solution, and hopefully see what I can do for you. So check it out if you're interested. Let's get into it. But how do we build micro habits? And micro habits, like the name suggests, are these subconscious small things that we do from a day-to-day basis that allow us to compound into the success we want to achieve. For example, the micro habit of waking up and making your bed. Or the micro habit of every single time you sit down to your desk, you automatically just organize things, put things neat. Or the micro habit of waking up and taking a sip of water from the bedside table. Or the micro habit of opening your files before you do the work. And these are things that can sometimes be conscious, but most of the time you just do without thinking, because you do them every single day. And although they seem small and minuscule, for example, making your bed isn't going to put cash right into your pocket. It's going to make your setup clean. It's going to make you go to bed nicer because your bed is fresh and made, and it's also going to decrease that clutter. Opening the files before you do the work may seem small, and again, isn't going to put cold hard cash in your pocket, but it's going to slowly build up into success, because now you don't have as much friction of getting into the work. Now when you sit down at your computer, the things you need to do, the most important tasks of the day, are open, primed, ready to go. It's these small habits that carry through. And I know what you're thinking. Before we get into how to make them, what habits should we do? What small habits can we implement to get these results? And I've already given you a few, but I would suggest opening the files before you work is the one we spoke about previously. I personally do myself. I absolutely love that. The next one is the micro habit of constantly checking your to-do list. The micro habit of being obsessed with your to-do list, because if every 30 minutes, an hour, 2 hours a day, you look at your phone, you look into your planner, and you're seeing what you need to do instead of scrolling and checking your phone because you've built that micro habit, then all of a sudden you're going to be much clearer on what you need to do, because subconsciously you're reinforcing and reinforcing and reinforcing what you need to get done during the day. So when you sit down to actually do it, you know what you need to do effortlessly, and that's what we're trying to build. Another one could be turning the shower cold at the end of the shower. Have a warm shower, enjoy it, clean, whatever, and then boom, flick it cold, endure it for 1 to 2 minutes, get out and you'll feel like a new person. The habit of waking up and drinking water. Get your adenosine system working before you have the coffee, it'll make the caffeine work better. And generally, there is so many micro habits. I'll put more on the screen here. You can screenshot it, use it, and implement it yourself. But to the core of this video, the framework on how to implement it. And it's very simple. Cue, response, reward. Although these habits are micro, in order to get them to be subconscious and be automatic, we do need to put a little bit of effort into it, and that's by having a cue to do the habit. So when you do sit down at your desk, open the files before you do the work. That's the cue. You need to remember to do it. The response is to actually do it. And the reward is to give yourself something that you find valuable as a reward to the task. And I know what you mean, it's so stupid because the task and the habit is so small, but it's so important to make it automatic and subconscious, because the brain needs to link tiny habit with reward. Whether it be a square of dark chocolate, a sip of coffee, or even journaling the victories you've had in business before you do the work, you need to reinforce the habit of opening the files, for example, with a reward that you find valuable. But that literally is it. That is the tiny simple formula or framework to build these micro habits. But how do we stay consistent in doing them? It's by overinflating the value of doing these habits. And what do I mean by this? It sounds complex, it sounds tricky, but simply open up your to-do list and alongside the hardest possible tasks for your day, put in these micro habits that you're trying to compound into the success you want. For example, you open your to-do list and you see today, okay, I've got to record 4 videos. This is the most important task of the day. This is the one thing that's going to bring people to this side of the business. And the next task you see, or the task you see before that, is opening files on the computer. Your brain subconsciously is going to see the most prominent and pungent task with the micro habit and put them on the same echelon and parallel, therefore making this as important as this, and you're more likely to do this because you're likely to do this. But with that said, that is the end of this video. And again, if you're looking, if you have questions, if you have anything you want answered, the pinned comment in this video will take you to a consultation call so I can see what I can do for you and I can see where I can help. Thank you for watching this video and I appreciate you very much.